What's up, YouTube? I'm Trucker Rick, and today we're going to talk about how much money can you make as a lease purchase operator. I know you probably talked to a lot of drivers, and some have told you that's a horrible idea, and others have told you that you can make some great money. Well, today we'll break down a few numbers, so if you just stay with me, we'll talk about it. Welcome to Big Truck Talk, where we talk all things trucking. So, can you make money as a lease purchase operator? Yes and no. Look, there are a lot of variables when it comes to answering that question. The first one being is what company are you going to lease with? The company that you choose to do your lease purchase with can make all the difference when it comes to you being able to be profitable as a lease purchase operator. The way that lease purchase is structured can mean the difference between success and not. If you're leasing on with one of these companies, at the end of the day, they're going to be the ones that's dispatching you and choosing your loads. Not to mention, they'll be the ones choosing the way that you get paid. And most likely they'll be paying you one or two ways. The first way is that you'll be getting paid by a mileage rate. Some companies include a fuel surcharge and some companies do not. A fuel surcharge is when the company or the shipper shares in the cost of your fuel. Usually the fuel surcharge rate is determined on a week-to-week basis. The second way you may be getting paid is a percentage rate. That means that for every load that you run, you'll be receiving a percentage of whatever that load actually pays. The second most important variable is going to be your cost. It can be really expensive to run a truck. You're going to have what's called fixed cost and variable cost. Fixed cost includes things like your truck payments, trailer payment, your insurance payments, occupational insurance, and your tags. These costs are going to remain constant from week to week. Your variable costs are going to include things like your fuel, your tolls, and your maintenance. These costs can vary from week to week depending on whatever the market is doing. They're not set. Look, I get it. It's getting pretty confusing right now. So what we'll do is a little example just to make things a little bit clearer. So let's just say you decide to go with a company and do a lease purchase program. You want to pick a truck. On the low end, for a used truck, you're probably looking right around $500. On the high end, for a brand new truck, you're probably looking at about $900 or better. For this example, we'll say you decide to go with a truck in the mid-range around $80,000. And that truck payment is going to cost you about $700 a week. Now, you have to get your bobtail and physical damage insurance. Your insurance is determined by the value of your vehicle. Right now, I pay about $70 a week for every $10,000 in value of my vehicle. So we'll use this figure. So we'll take $70 times 8 because you got an $80,000 vehicle, and that's going to give you a total insurance payment of $560 per month. Now, we're going to divide that up by 4 weeks, and that'll give you a weekly payment of $140 per week. Now, you also have to pay for occupational insurance. This is pretty much like a workman's comp insurance program. Right now, I pay $144 a month. We'll divide that by 4 weeks, which gives you a total of $36 per week. Now, you also have to pay for your tags. For most companies, they'll go ahead and pay the upfront cost for you, but they'll divide it over the course of some weeks and take it out of your check. This can range from $75 a week up to about $250 per week. So we'll go with the median on that and say about $150 a week. Now, you can't forget that you also have to have a trailer. My trailer payment costs me about $190 a week. So we'll go with that figure as well. So right now, you're looking at a total fixed cost of $1,216 per week. Wow, that is a lot of money. So now you're ready to roll. So in this example, we'll say that your company pays you $1.05 per mile, and you did 3,000 miles this week. So according to that math, you made $3,150 in your flat rate. We'll also say that your company offers you a 33-cent per mile fuel surcharge. Multiply that by 3,000 miles as well, and you come out to $990 as a fuel surcharge. You put those two figures together, and it looks like you made $4,140 for the week. But that is before you deduct your fixed costs. And you can't forget about those variable costs. Your fuel. We'll say for those 3,000 miles, it costs you $1,378. That's based on 3,000 miles divided by 7 gallons per mile times $3.17 per gallon. So now that we've deducted your fixed cost and your variable cost, that leaves you with $1,566 for the week. That means that's your money. Or is it? It's really not. Since you're a lease purchase operator, you're no longer officially an employee of your company. You're actually an independent contractor, or what they call 1099. That means that you're responsible for your own taxes. You can pay them either quarterly or you can pay them all at once at the end of the year. Now, any good accountant will tell you that you should set aside 25 to 30% for your taxes. For this example, we'll just go with 25%. Now that you deducted that 25%, that leaves you with $1,174. A pretty good week, huh? I know. That's great. You're making good money. I mean, depending on what job you're on, you might be in the range what you was already making as a company driver, but I mean, hey, it's all yours. But on the flip side, remember when I said the company that you drive for can mean all the difference in the world? Well, let's say that you drive for a company that doesn't give you a fuel surcharge. In that case, your weekly take before taxes would be $576. And that means you're looking at $432 after taxes. Makes a pretty big difference, huh? So look, can you make money as a lease purchase operator? Sure you can. It's just going to depend on a lot of different variables. You have to make sure that you're choosing well when it comes to picking your truck. You're going to have to make sure that you're choosing well when it comes to picking your company. I mean, depending on the way that that lease purchase program is structured, that can mean life or death for your business. Look, I know they're going to tell you all types of things to get you through the door. They'll probably promise you a sign-on bonus, tell you that they have the cheapest trucks in the industry, all types of things. But the only thing that matters is the numbers. Do your numbers, do your research. There's many variables that I didn't include in there, like your heavy highways use tax. That's $550 every year, mandatory from the government. Make sure that you're paying attention to every single cost and the terms of your contract. If you're doing a lease purchase program, most likely you want to become an owner someday. And the tricky part is, at the end of a lot of these contracts, there is a major balloon payment. So you have to make sure that you're managing your money as well. And look, this truck could break down on you. You could end up on the side of the road. And what do? I mean, if you're lease purchasing, the best way to go is to make sure that you can walk away from that lease if need be. All of that boils down to say is, make sure that you're doing your research. You can make money, but those decisions can be the difference of whether or not you will. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. And as usual, hit that like button and click the subscribe. And if there's any questions that you would like for me to make a video about, leave them in the comments below and we'll talk about it.